start streaming, so hopefully he's gonna watch the video.
I know I watch them.
It can come in handy sometimes.
Yeah, they do.
All right. So what we'll do today, unless somebody has a question about the project, which I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Okay. Oh,
You finished the project already?
did you send it to me by email or by
Just
email?
no.
Just now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to take a look now? Okay. Yeah, that's
So
fine.
what we're going to send you is the APK file?
No, the AIA.
The AIA.
Yeah, because the source or how you implement the logic is in the AIA file. The APK is just contains the runtime thing. Is that your okay? Okay, let me see. Other okay, not yet. It takes time for the email to get to me.
Okay, so the AIA file. Now, which file is that one?
I'll show you. Yeah. So when you go to app, oops, app inventor.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. If I do it this way, it doesn't get to what I need to. But if I get to a particular link further down, then it seems to be okay. Like if I go to a particular project, something like that, then it loads without a problem. Yeah, it probably has to do with cookies. It was the chocolate chip. Okay, so if you want to export to AIA, you open your project first.
Okay. So
We're recording,
I'm going to,
and then you click on projects, and then you click on export selected project. You can take a screenshot if you want to.
that's probably better. Yes.
It's getting recorded anyway, so it's all gonna be in the recording.
Why is it showing on him?
Just the shadow. And do shadow thingy. Bunny.
On the top, on the top.
It's getting recorded, so it'll be in the recording.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So once you click that, it will ask you where you want to save it. So this is a file that you're going to save to your computer. And then once you have it on your computer, then you can upload it to Moodle, when you turn it in, or you can send it to me by email as an attachment. So you got those options. All right, so let's check whether I'm getting that email now. And okay, we can always force it to refresh. I don't see it yet. But other, no. Did you send it to my arc.losrios.edu account? If you send it to my other account, it should forward it here too. So I should get it either way. Is it bouncing back? Because if you use the wrong email address, it would bounce. It's also possible it just takes a longer time to get here. It's not exactly my last name. It's AUYEUNT at arc.losrios.edu. Okay. Yep, that's the right address. But it's not getting here yet. Hmm. Very strange. Hmm. And you're including your AIA file, right? Okay. Yeah, you can also do it through Canvas. Send me a message and then attach the AIA file to the message. That works too. Because you can find me on the class site using the people link. You should see that. And then when you get to the message, you can attach your file. Yeah, so if we click on people, you should see my name. Yep. So click on my name, and it should give you an option to send a text to me. Um, it doesn't give you a link. That is interesting.
I sent it again. Again.
Hmm?
I sent it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it just shows up? Oh, okay. Great. All right. All right. So if I get you if I send you an AIA file, you download it and put it into your local drive first. So you just click save, and then you go to App Inventor, go to Projects, and then go to Import from my computer, and then go to the file where you saved it.
Oh, that's why I
What?
couldn't get your files.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's how you open a project. That's how you import a project. And once you import it, it becomes a part of your projects. So all the changes that I make to this project is only local to my account on App Inventor. Okay, so
Okay, you go back to, I have down, put the AIA to your local drive,
mm-hmm.
and then, what was the next
And then you
step?
use projects and then import
Okay, so use
import from my computer.
projects
Mm-hmm.
and import
Yep.
from your computer
Mm-hmm. Yep.
to
You just name the file.
name file.
Yeah. Well, it's all getting recorded. So this is all being recorded, which means you can watch the YouTube later on and then take.
And then the third step is, I'm going to send it where now? After I do the use project import from my computer name file as the AIA, what's the
Mm-hmm.
step? Okay, to my projects.
So you have to sign into App Inventor first.
Okay,
Yep.
sign into.
But as I said, it's all getting recorded, so
Okay.
we can you know take our time to write down the steps.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So do you have a question about this, or is it
I
one?
just want you to check.
Oh, to take a look.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can check out the blocks, and it looks like you have multiple screens. You have the main coding screen.
Now another question. Can I respond text by video only?
Hmm?
Can I respond text as a video?
It's a video.
Yeah, or a GIF?
Like an attachment into text.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. So the question is, can you include a video as a text? So you go to, I think, connectivity or social. I cannot remember which one. It's probably under social then. So we got texting. So we'll look through the interface and find out, how it describes it. Okay, and magnify a little bit. Yeah, you can make one yourself too. I mean, you can also just hand draw one and then use a camera to take a picture, and then use that picture.
But when you use the picture, what type of file are you saving it as?
It can take most. You can save it as a PNG, a JPG.
Oh.
It doesn't take the JPG.
Does not take JPG.
Really?
Yeah, PNG for sure it would take.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
PNG.
PNG.
Wow.
All right. So here's the texting interface, and okay. So let's do the full description. All right. So I'm gonna read it with you guys. It's a component that will, when the send message method is called, send a text message specified in the message property to the phone number specified in the phone number property. If receiving enabled property is set to 1, messages will not be received. If receiving enable is set to 2, messages will be received only when the application is running. And finally, if receiving enabled is set to 3, messages will be received when the application is running, and when the application is not running, they will be queued and a notification displayed to the user. So you can basically hijack all text messages coming into your phone, which kind of is, you have to be careful because otherwise every single text message is going to be arriving with your app instead of the usual text app. When the message arrives, the message received event is raised to provide the sending number and the message, so you can process incoming text messages that way. An app that includes this component will receive messages even when it is in the background, and more so even if the app is not running, so long as it is installed on the phone. If the phone receives a text message when the app is not in the foreground, the phone will show a notification in the notification bar. Selecting the notification will bring up the app. As an app developer, you probably want to give your users the ability to control receiving enabled so that they can make the phone ignore text messages. Okay. If the Google Voice enabled property is true, messages can be sent over Wi-Fi using Google Voice. This option requires the user have a Google Voice account and that the mobile app voice app is installed. Okay. To specify the phone number property of a text string and with the specified digits, dashes, dots, and parentheses may be included. Okay. All right. So moving down. Another way for an app to specify a phone number is to include a phone number picker component, which lets the user select a phone number from ones stored on the phone's contact. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right. So properties, Google Voice enabled, that doesn't seem to have anything to do with the message. So here's the message. The message that will be sent when send message method is called. The maximum length of a standard SMS message is 170. It may be less for languages using diacritical marks. So it looks like message can only be a text and cannot have videos. But you can use, I'm thinking about, you can use share, and then in share you can specify message, whatever message app that usually people use with their phone to actually send a text. So it depends on what your program is doing. So let me just go ahead and take a look at your code, at the blocks, to find out what it is going to do. All right, so we get the blocks. When a message is received, you get the number, okay, and you get the message. So it gets displayed, um, and then called send message. If speak text is checked, then it will base. Okay, so when you receive a text, you can use text to voice to read out the message. Okay, gotcha. Okay, when response is clicked, so that's a button, then you're going to retrieve response text that you store in TinyDB. No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so response label.txt is set to response text.txt. So you copy that over to the label, and then you retrieve what you have stored in the database. Then you change response text to an empty string. Oh, that's storing. That's right. Okay. So it is when you click that and when you initialize. Okay, so this is you want to kind of respond to whoever is sending you a text so they know that you're driving. Okay, very good. Okay, that's pretty good. And the location changed is from the GPS or the location sensor, and you just set the last known location to whatever is reporting, which means you're going to make use of this global variable somewhere. Hmm?
About this block.
Above this block. Okay, so it's initially initialized to unknown. So whenever the location change, it will update it to something else. But I'm just trying to figure out where you make use of. Oh, there we go. Okay, so when you do receive a message, you are getting the number, and then you're sending the message to. Okay, so you report your current location to the other person, and then you send the message. And if that person sends you something, and this is enabled, then you can want the other person to kind of, you want the phone to read you the message.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's one button to say that I'm driving, I cannot respond right now.
Actually, while I'm driving,
Mm-hmm.
the app is on.
Mm-hmm.
It automatically it send I'm driving
Mm-hmm.
and my location. And if I want to know what they send,
Mm-hmm.
so I click the button
Mm-hmm.
and the it will read for me. Read
Oh,
the
okay.
message for me.
Mm. But this, but this is the event handler for message received. So
Yeah.
it looks like it will speak. Oh, you're only setting the message, but it won't read it yet.
Yeah. It won't read it.
I see. Okay. So it will read.
And then this one for uh, the user
Mm-hmm.
who has the app app they can change the default uh, the message.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Okay, so driving, call you later. So this is a button, right?
Yeah.
So you can click the button to let people know that you're driving, and that's why you're not responding. And if you have this checked, then does it?
it,
It.
it speaks out their message for
Mm-hmm.
me.
But that's not that you don't have to click anything once that's checked, right? As you receive a message, the app will read out the message.
No, it won't read out the message.
It won't read out the
It won't
message.
read out the message until I click the button.
Hmm?
Until I click that button.
Until they click driving, call you later.
No, no, no. Click this speak text message.
Oh, okay. Which button would that be?
Yeah, that's the click to speak
This thing
text.
here?
That's the edit button. Yeah, with the check mark.
The check mark.
Yeah, click that to
Oh, so it clears
run
itself once it speaks a particular message. Does it clear itself?
the yeah.
Okay, so it's self-clear. So it basically it's behaving like a normal button instead of a checkbox. Okay, because usually a checkbox means it's something that is persistent, that you're either enabling or disabling. It's usually not used to trigger an event. Okay, so okay, all right, so that's fine. So this is called the checkbox is called speak text. Does it have an event handler?
Under the call texting in the first block.
In the first block here?
Yeah, that statement.
So it would check, right?
Mm.
But that means this won't get triggered unless a message is coming in. So okay, so let me emulate the effect of this. So when okay, so let's say you have this checked, okay, the check mark is on, and you're driving, and somebody texts you, that message as soon as it is received by this app, your app is going to read it out. No, it does not do that.
Yeah, because it now I did the clicking mark
Mm-hmm.
so it would read it.
Yeah, so it will read it automatically
Mm.
once you have the check mark checked. Okay, So that's kind of what I thought. Okay, that's actually pretty good. I like that. It's helpful. But you want to find out whether you can send a video?
Yeah.
Okay. So sending a video may be a little tricky without kind of automatically, programmatically. You don't want to have the user to do the sending, right? So what
Yeah,
video?
recorded video, you mean?
Huh?
Already recorded video, like
Oh, okay.
text message.
So you have it
So instead of
recorded.
saying driving, call you back later, you can take a video of yourself saying, "Hey, I'm driving. I'll call you back later," type thing.
Yeah.
I see. And you want to respond by text. You want to respond to text with a video
Yeah. Yeah.
of your driving, right? Okay, that can be a little tricky. Okay, but I can give you an alternative that can do about the same thing. It's not exact. It's not as nice, but it is close. Okay, um, you can uh, you can send a link to a YouTube as text, and most text apps they understand what is a URL, and if it's a URL, it will display like a preview of that, and then people can just click it and watch it. So that may be a potential way to do it. Okay, so because SMS has a very small limit in terms of the number of bytes you can transmit with it, so you can't really transmit the whole thing. But if you include a URL to a YouTube, then that can potentially can do it. So is that kind of a workaround they can do? Okay, yep. Yeah, so you just need to get your recording somewhere, on YouTube, and then get the URL of the YouTube video clip, and then have your app to send just the URL. And then when the other party receives the URL, most text message apps understand what the URL is, https:// blah blah blah. So it will automatically turn it into a hyperlink. So the other person can just click that. So it's one step away from being able to watch that. Instead of showing the video automatically, they just have to click. They need one click to do it. So that's kind of the compromise, but it's an easy compromise. Okay, I like it. Very good. Yeah, it's just that the scaling of the picture. Does it look like this when the app runs, or does it scale differently when it actually runs?
No, actually, it's blank.
Blank.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's good.
Can you check it with yours, Professor?
Take a video of.
No, no, no. Can you run it? I mean,
Yeah, I can do that. But to run this, shoot, I don't have a USB-C cable with my phone. Do I have a USB-C? Yep, I do. Okay, I have another USB-C cable.
oh, lucky me.
Hmm?
Lucky me.
Yes. Because I put the other one somewhere else. Because to run this, I would need something that actually has a SMS capability. The emulator does not.
Yeah.
So you cannot send a text to the emulator. Uh-oh.
Oops.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So I'm gonna build the APK, and while it's doing this, I would use the command line. Where is it? Where are you? Come on, back here. Okay. All right.
So you're gonna take 310 summer or fall semester?
I'm not teaching in the summer, so I'll be teaching only in the fall.
Fall.
Yep.
Oh, you get a summer break.
Well, I actually have other things to do. Remember that IBM mainframe thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing over the summer is to develop the curricula of classes, for to train people to operate IBM mainframe computers.
Did you find out which COBOL it is?
Now that's I probably don't need to know exactly which version until much later
No,
because
what I mean by the version is if it's a CIS
Mm, I think whoever is going through the class probably has to know most of them, if not all of them.
True.
So I'm gonna include the material for all of them. So screen copy. Uh oh, insufficient. Oh, okay. Probably wants to get permission on this side first. Oh, come on. Are you okay? No permission. User in this group, are your UDEF rules wrong? Hmm. This has not happened in the past. Okay. Plug dev group. I think I'm already in that group. User in plug dev group already. Alright, troubleshooting. Nope, that was not useful. Only got scanner rules. I don't have one for Android devices. Hmm. I'm checking my phone to see if it's complaining about. Okay, USD debugging is turned on. So it should work. Hmm. Let me revoke all the authorizations and then do it again. Nope. Okay. Unplug. Plug it back in. It knows it's connected, it just won't talk to it. Hmm. Yep, it knows what kind of device it is. Alright. Android device UDEV rules. There we go. Okay, so it wants to copy. It's 51. Sorry about this. Its parent is not set up yet, so um, alright, so we want to edit this one and find out the vendor. Let me write it down on a piece of paper here. So the vendor is right here, 2A70, and then the device is 4EE7. Okay. All right. vendor is 2A70. Okay, so any vendor is fine. All right. Do it one more time. Yep. Okay, that's good. Now it asks me for authorization, and then we can ask, do we have it connected? Yep. All right. Excellent. And the name of the app is distracteddriver.apk. Install. Okay. All right. Good. So now I should be able to show the screen. strcpy. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. So you'll see all my personal messages, but that's okay. You can send me a text. Someone can send me a text to this number. And I need to open the app first. Under D, distracted. DIS. There you go. Click it. Where do I click to move on to the next screen?
In the box, it's just as soon as it initializes, it should.
Oh, okay.
That's my text.
Okay.
That's cute.
But where do I move? How do I move past this screen?
It's in the blocks that she had. It's just as soon as it initializes, it should automatically go to the next screen.
So that means it's not initializing, right? Okay. So let's check out, what it needs to do to initialize. All right. So we got this. Back to screen 1, which is the splash screen. And then go to the blocks. Yep. Well, it doesn't do anything other than switching to main code. But it's not switching. Main coding. Okay, got it. That's an easy one to fix. Main coding. There we go. All right, so we'll build the app again.
So when I did it in the main code in the screen one,
Mm-hmm.
I made another app and I made, I mean, I didn't initialize the screen one.
Mm-hmm.
It was working. When I have a screen one and then the main coding.
Oh, okay. How did you debug the app? Did you debug it using the APK method, or did you debug it using the AI companion method?
Yeah,
Hmm?
with the emulator.
With the emulator?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so with the emulator, it's using AI companion.
Yeah,
So that means, when you switch the screen on App Inventor, it will switch the screen on the emulator as well. So that's why this part never got exercised. Yeah. But if you use this method, then it would be consistent because you're installing the app just like an end user does. So now we can switch back here and do it again.
That's not right.
Yep.
That barcode scanning. You don't have to go through all this.
Oh,
It'll download it. Just
yep.
you'll scan it and they'll go, oh, okay, you want to download this, all right.
But it's still the same thing. It's still installing from the APK and running the app from the APK. But that method
No,
only.
it doesn't do that. It downloads the app and then do you want to open the app? I'll open it. It'll start
Oh,
right
okay.
from the beginning.
And you don't need both devices on the same Wi-Fi network
No, not
with the barcode method. Okay, we can try that next. Okay, so go ahead and send me a text again.
Yeah, I did.
You just did? Okay. Oh, I need to turn off my Bluetooth thingy. Where's my Where's my Bluetooth thingy?
Cause yeah, I tried it without my phone being on my home Wi-Fi. It just turned out that
Uh huh.
it was connecting, so it was still working.
Oh, okay. So the QR code works really well. Okay, that's good to know. And I need to turn off my Bluetooth because it's talking to my Bluetooth right now. But where is it? I don't have my Bluetooth thing with me. Oh, I do. It's my pocket. Yeah, this is a really cool device. It turns any regular headphone into a Bluetooth headphone. It's just a little piece of thing that talks Bluetooth, and then you can hook up any headphone to it.
Huh.
Okay, so now that is turned off. So go ahead and send me another one. It's not using the text to voice part, but I can send this back to you. Are you getting a text back?
No.
Okay, custom response. Okay, I am driving, trying not to kill anyone. There we go. Okay.
Great, aren't you?
Okay, so this is now checked. So when I receive a message, I'm not sure whether it's intercepting the messages because,
Well, did it ask you for any permissions?
I thought it did.
Okay, I didn't see that
Yeah,
part.
it did ask me. Hmm.
Click the submit button.
Oh, sorry.
Click the submit button.
Click the
Last.
submit button. This one. Okay. This one, right?
No, the over black thingy.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that's a button. Okay, I just clicked that button.
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead and send me another text because that's supposed to be automatic, right? Okay. Are you receiving a text back?
No.
Hmm. It looks like my usual text program is still intercepting the messages. It's not, it's not hijacking the text messages. Okay, so let's see if I can force it, right, to hijack the text messages.
Well, in the app, is the was that message enabled or something like that? The very first one, do you have that set to? Because it was like one, it doesn't intercept.
Oh, right. Okay, so let's check that. It's on this second screen. There are three settings, right? One, two, or three. So we have to look at the texting component. And we want receive enabled. Okay, that's why. So we want to turn it into foreground. So this is what's causing it not to receive the text because it's not this particular setting is not enabled. Good point. Good job. Okay, so let's try again. And you can change that in the app itself too. So it mentioned that you can change the runtime behavior of that in the app. Okay. It's not giving me the APK. That's a pretty good app. That's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, I know. iOS, so I thought we might Android.
Mm-hmm. Okay, come on, give me the APK. You're done compiling. All right, so now we re-upload it. Yep, and then try again. Okay, so this time it says, allow distracted driving guard to send and view. So before it didn't ask me that question. It asked me another question earlier. Okay, so now we should be good. Hmm? Yeah. Yep. So right now it is actually. Okay, go ahead and send me a text now.
Oh, we know that 10 people.
Yep. All right. So it's sending the text, but it's using my text messaging thing to send the text. It does report my location, but it's still switching back to my text app to do it. Hmm.
Yeah, I got the message.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's not coming from the app itself. The app is still going through my usual texting app. Hmm.
Maybe you have to have it set to always instead of foreground. Is that what
Well,
the program said?
well, we can give it a try. I don't think that's going to change it. So instead of foreground, we turn it into always. But the good part is the logic, the blocks of your code is working. It's not doing the text to voice yet, but that may be because I haven't set it up yet or something like that. But that part is not working yet. Text to voice is not
I
working
didn't
yet.
click that button
Mm-hmm.
this time.
Mm.
Mhm.
And then next time we can try the QR code and see whether that works. Okay. Okay. Switch back here. Reinstall. And there we go. Aha. So this time it's different again. It's asking me to choose an account, probably to be associated with the texting part.
Well, isn't that the Google Voice thing? Was asking for an account?
Does Google Voice need an account?
I think so. I think that's what it was saying when we were reading through it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, send me another text. You need an app to do this, right? Just every 10 seconds send text it. Send tech a text. Okay, I just got something. Hmm. It's still using my usual text program to actually transmit the text. And as a result, it's not, speaking it either. It could be a Android version thing. Yeah, that's possible. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so let's go back to this app.
Click that checkbox.
Uh huh. Now it's unchecked. Now it's checked. This is just Boolean, right? This is really just saying yes or no. And if it is enabled, it doesn't trigger an event by itself. All it does is to say, okay, when I get a message now, I'm going to da 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 da. Okay, so let's go back to the blocks. Okay, let's figure out which part of the blocks worked okay and which part may not be working. So we know message received is working because it is sending back the response. But when it sends the response, it is going through my usual text program to send the response, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of hands-free kind of thing, because it's still requiring the driver to click something. And then the text-to-speech part is also not working, um, which can be one of two things. One is it is not getting to this block because this condition is false, but we know that I checked that checkbox, so it has to be true. So that means when they get to this block, it is not converting the text into voice, into speech. So that part can be a configuration thing. And the response part is really just to change the response text. So that's not triggering any actual um, change of anything. Okay. Hmm. So the other thing we can check is to see if I can make a change of what is my default text program. So let's check that. TXT text to speech output. Okay, so first we want to configure that first. Preferred engine is already configured to be Google TTS. And do we need to install voice data? I'm guessing it needs to do something like that.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Okay. But does it give me... Okay, that's not the problem. Use Wi-Fi only. Yep, I'm on Wi-Fi right now. Intonation is expressive, number processing, language detection, da 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 da. So it is configured. It should have that already enabled. The language is just using the system language.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Okay, so that's working. Okay, so the other part is texting. That's it. That's all the configuration I got here. I can also go to apps. Okay, go to my apps and notifications, and then go to distracted driving guard and see what kind of permission it's requesting. Okay, so I'm not giving it contacts. It does have SMS permission. It also has location permission. So that's all the permissions it has asked for and granted at this point. I don't think contacts makes any difference. I can give it that too. Okay. All right, so let's give it one more try. Go to here, and let's close that first. Okay, now it's closed, and then start it again. So go ahead and give me another text. Yep, it's still only wanting to use my messages program to send a text. Alright, so let's see if there's any configuration we can do here.
Well, are we sure that's not what it's supposed to be then?
Hmm?
Like, are we sure that's what it's not supposed to be doing for the texting component?
Well, it does have SMS permission, but it's still using the other app to send the message, and it requires someone to press the button too. Now, if this is all done in the background without having to press the button, then it'll be good. But it still requires that, right? Okay. So change SMS app, and I only got one program registered as something that's capable of texting. So your program, the App Inventor program is not registered as something that can originate, texting for whatever reason. Um, okay, let's go back here and we can check a few more things. So it does get the text, which is good. Okay, when it's running in the foreground, it does get the text, and it also can send the text. So this part here seems to work, with the caveat that it switches to the texting application, and it requires someone to actually click that send button. Okay, so let's get back to the documentation and see if it specifies anything here that we might have overlooked. Okay, so we have events, we got methods, and we say send message and send message direct. Okay.
Send message launches the phone's default text.
Yeah, so this is what it's supposed to do. Send message direct. Using this block as a dangerous permission that requires additional approval if your app is submitted to the Google Play Store. Okay, well, let's try that because it's dangerous.
Wow.
Okay, so instead of this block here, we say, oh, the message is fine.
Notice
The send, right?
yeah.
The next one. Okay, so we go to texting. Oh, where is it? Oh, we need to expand one of these. Oh. Am I missing something? Huh?
Is it under procedures
No, this is under texting one. So I need to find texting one first. And I don't see it. Oh, that's because of the multiple scrolling thing. When you work with a smaller screen, that's the problem, right? Okay, so there we go. Send message direct instead of this one. So we'll disable this block, and then we'll attach this block here. There we go. Okay. So that looks like that should do it. Except the text-to-speech thing is also not working. So we'll just rule out any possibility. Text-to-speech, speak. Okay. So we'll take this block out, so it's unconditional now. So it's always going to stay out. And then we'll go back to the designer and double check to see if we missed anything. Text-to-speech one. Country, language, pitch, speech rate, that's all that it has. When we go back to the blocks, let's see if it has any special thing to turn it on. I don't think so, but we'll double check that. Alright, so we are looking at text to speech one. And it has got these blocks. After speaking, before speaking, speak, country, language, pitch, result. What does result do? Doesn't explain that. Okay, but it's unconditional now. Alright, so we'll give it a try. This time we'll do the QR code, which means I have to go find my QR code scanner. Yep, there we go. Okay. Alright. Install. Nope. What? Hmm?
Is it not letting you?
No, it's going to the T-Mobile site. So it's not bringing it to the correct site. Okay, let me check again. Open. Yep, when I try to open it, it goes to the T-Mobile site. All right. I'll try to find out why that is the case. It's possible that it detects it's an APK file, and it's kind of like saying, okay, this may not be good. Did you have to change any developer setting? No. So you didn't have to turn off anything like if. Hmm. Well, we can always switch back to the other way to do things.
And when I was first doing it, I was thinking it was my Wi-Fi, but then I don't know why I did it, but turned off Wi-Fi somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got home, I was working on this, and I saw I was like downloading a lot of stuff onto my phone. I'm going, oh well, I should probably turn Wi-Fi back on.
I see.
So first of all, I know it would have been about the Wi-Fi.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. Okay, so now it asks me about Google Voice. All right. We'll allow. All right, send me a text.
Text from +1 916 871 1300 and the message is hello professor.
Okay, so that part is working. Are you getting a text back? It should be automatic. You're not getting a text back? So the send text direct doesn't seem to be working then. It did not ask me for any new permission either.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's do one more thing. We go to apps and notifications, and then we find the app here. Here, and then we look at the permissions. Oh, it wants to have phone permission, but it didn't ask me. I don't think it asked me. Okay, we'll turn it on. Okay.
Maybe you can only ask for one permission at a time.
Yeah, but usually it can line up the permission you're asking, right? I mean, okay, so let's do it one more time. And I'll back, and then restart the app. Okay, go ahead, send me another text.
Text from +1 916 871 1300 and the message is hello professor.
Okay, now it should send the text back to you. Nope. Well, we can try to debug that a little bit more. So I think right now it's the sending the text back, send text direct, that is not working. So that's the last piece that we need to get to work. When we look at the blocks, it seems to be okay. I don't think the next class is going to be here because they usually would come in here already. It's like, oh, are you guys ready? Yeah, send message direct doesn't seem to be working. So what we can do, what I can do in the lab is I can just send text to myself, and try to use that block. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna end the lecture here. So good job, getting, the idea is really good. We just need to iron out a few wrinkles here.